Okay, today I'm going to run through a quick mastering tutorial on Synth Wave. Synth Wave varies slightly from likes of EDM because obviously in EDM all you want to do is just squash the sound and make it as loud as possible. Synth Wave, you don't really have to do that because it's not about how loud it is, it's all about the warmth of the synths. So this is a track that I'm going to be mastering today. A quick sample. Okay, so what you want to do when mastering, you want to pick what you think is the loudest part of the track, or when most of the synths are playing. So we've got this part here. Now what I would tend to do is I would tend to mix into like a mastering rack already. So before I start the song or during the song, I would generally load up some settings and mix into that rather than do the track and then master it after. So if you're mixing, because obviously mastering and adding all these plugins and stuff changes the dynamics of the track. So what you want to do is you want to mix into that, because if you don't, or I feel anyway, if you don't do that, if you don't have something on the master bus, when you go to mix, you'll find that either something's too loud or too quiet, then you have to go back into the mix and change them settings. So if you're mixing into a mastering rack, you know it's going to sound as you're going along. Okay, so the first thing I've got here is an R compressor. Now all this is for is volume control, so there's no ratio on that, so that means that the compressor is doing nothing. Sometimes when I'm making a track, it's either I mix it too hot, so it's too loud, or it's too quiet. So this here just allows me to control the volume of it. So as you can see here, because the track is quite quiet, it's got a 4 dB boost. Next, we have the glue, which is like a glue compressor, so it just glues it all together. What I've done here is I've loaded up a setting called Mastering Transparent Final, changed the threshold slightly, brought that down, and added more makeup gain. So with this off and on, it sounds like this. So as you can see there, it's only catching about 3 or 4 dB. And then after that we have a multiband compressor, which is this one here. So this is a linear phase multiband compressor. I wouldn't use this on individual channels because with it being a linear phase, it affects the processing of the track, and your track will there'll be a little bit of lag in the track. So what I've done with this one is I've just loaded up this one here. And that's all I've done really, and I've just boosted the lows slightly just to give it a little bit more warmth. So with it off and on. So all this is really doing here is catching any stray sounds or anything that goes up over. So next we've got this OTT. This is actually free. You can actually get this for free. Just Google it, it'll come up. So we'll just play this with and without. So this is the basic setting, is that when you load it up, that's it. And all I've done is obviously brought this down to 15, and we'll play it with and without. It just boosts up. It's good for giving a bit more life to synths and stuff like that. And if you put it just slightly on the master, it does boost it up. So that's giving more life to sort of the highs of it. Then we move on to this, the Brainworks. What this does is this allows you to do mid and side EQ. So this is the mid, the mono part of it, and this is the stereo. So this is the side part of it, mid and side. This great thing is when it's playing, if you hold these in, you can listen to just the part that you're affecting. So what we've done here to make it sound more stereo is we've boosted around around 8K, only on the stereo sound. So that means that any sounds that are panning left and right are boosted up to make it give it like a more stereo feel. And just to give it more warmth, at around 123 Hz, there is a little boost as well. So I'll play this with and without. So as you can hear there, it's just giving a bit more of a stereo feel. So I'll just play that with what's actually being affected here, just to show you what I mean. It's actually about 6, actually, not 8. And then last on the line is Wave's L2 maximizer or limiter. So all I've done is turned all this off, changed the quantize down to 16-bit, and threshold down to -3. Obviously this will depend on how hot the track is. You know, if once put your processing on, if you find it still a little bit quiet, you can boost it by more. Again, with EDM you would smash this until you bring this down and down and down until it starts to get distorted, because obviously it's all about loudness. With synthwave it's not always about loudness, so I'll just play it with or without again. Okay, and then once that's mixed down, the wave looks like this. So what we'll do is we'll turn off all the processing because we don't want to obviously reprocess it. And then this is obviously the master. So when you obviously comparing back, obviously this is going to sound better because it's louder. So the perception of volume, your ears will tell you this is better. It's only louder. So what you do is obviously you can compare volume. So with this one, just put this in here, and then we'll just check what volume this is actually playing at. So what volume it's peaking at. So it's about -5 there. So with this, we want to turn this one down to about -5. That way, because they're sort of the same volume, you can compare them a lot better. So as you can tell there, playing at the same volume, even though the same volume, this sounds slightly louder. The more high end, more warmth in the synths. Okay. So I'm also going to show you today as well is just a couple of extra plugins and stuff that you can get. A couple of free plugins. We'll start with a couple of free plugins. So for this, first of all, is a free plugin you can get with Computer Music Magazine. It's just a dull down version of Vengeance Filler, which is a filter suite. That's one. Also, this is good. Tape stop. This gives you the sort of a Avicii sound that was quite popular there. So let's add that in. Let's just do this here. So that gives a sort of tape stop effect. Again, that's another free plugin. Just search for D-Bloom, and then you can find that. Another great plugin as well is the Nicky Romero Kickstart. This is not free, you have to pay for this, but it's great for sidechaining. So this is just presets. This is just presets. You can't really do much of these, but this is obviously based on the Cable Guy's volume control, which gives you obviously a lot more flexibility. So you can actually change the shape of the waves and the stuff on this one. That's it. So that's a basic tutorial on mastering, and just a couple of extra synths as well, or extra plugins that I use in some of my other productions. And that's about it really. And there is other stuff on my channel. There is some free Synth Wave downloads, you know, stuff like that. You can also check those out. And if you have any other questions or anything you'd like me to have a look at and show you, just leave a comment or send me a PM, and I'll look at it in future videos. Thanks for watching.